components of a solar cell system. First is a photovoltaic cell. It is a thin squares disc or films of semiconductor material that will generate a voltage and current when it is exposed to sunlight. You can observe here side photovoltaic cell module, and this is a array. This is a panel and this is a array. So first photovoltaic cell is a thin squares disc or a film of semiconductor material. It will generate a voltage and current when it is exposed to sunlight. And what about module? Module is a photovoltaic cell wired together and laminated. You can observe here, this is a module. Okay, module is a photovoltaic cell. Here for each cells are wired together and laminated. Okay, and laminated between a clear straight glazing and encapsulating substrate. Okay, this is a module. Next, array. Here array one or more modules with mounting hardware and wired together at a specific voltage. Okay, array is made of one or more modules. Here module is made of photovoltaic cells and array is made of modules, that is one or more modules with mounting hardware and wired together at a specific voltage. Next is a charge controller. Why we need a charge controller? To regulate a battery voltage. Okay, to regulate a battery voltage we need a charge controller. And next, battery storage, a medium that stores direct current, that is DC electrical energy. Battery will store the DC. Okay, inverter. Why we need inverter? An electrical device that changes, that is DC to AC to operate the loads that require alternating current. We cannot directly use a DC to the loads. Okay, we cannot directly use. We will convert that DC to AC to operate the loads that require alternating current. Okay, just we say that that need a alternating current, but inside every electronic component will work on DC only. Okay, even if you take a mobile charger, input is AC and it will be converted into DC and the voltage level also step down. Okay, if you observe the battery, laptop battery, and if you observe the that is mobile battery, okay, you'll come to know charging wire. Okay, if you see the charging wire, there will be a small DC voltage level. Okay, you just check it out and say me. Next, DC load, that is appliances, motor and equipment powered by DC. And next is a AC load, appliances, motor and equipment powered by AC. Every electronic component will work on DC only. Just we think that it will work on AC. Okay, even if you take a fan, even TV and fridge and washing machine. Okay, every electronic even systems also, inside it will be many components, that electronic components will all work on DC itself. Okay, next, solar cell materials. Yesterday we have discussed already solar cell materials, that is monocrystalline, single crystalline silicon, multicrystalline silicon, polycrystalline silicon, amorphous silicon, and a thin film that is a few micrometers thickness. This is a practical solar cells. When you compare with the normal cell material, okay, that is mono or multicrystalline, here theoretical efficiency is 20 to 26. But when you come to practical efficiency, you will get only 12 to 18%. Okay. Next, amorphous silicon. Here also, when you compare with the theoretical and practical efficiency silicon cells, they dominate the photovoltaic market. Here they are saying that they are dominating the photovoltaic market, and main intention is to reduce the cost, and these cells are now often made from multi-crystalline material. These are made from multi-crystalline material, and it is more expensive single crystals, and the crystal silicon cell technology, it was established, that is, and the models have a long life, 20 years or more, and the best production efficiency is approaching 18%. Okay, here crystalline silicon is dominating the photovoltaic market, and it will to reduce the cost when you compare with the photovoltaic, to reduce the cost, these cells are made from what? Made from multi-crystalline material. Okay, these cells are made from multi-crystalline material, so the name is crystalline silicon cell. And here the rather than from the more expensive single crystals. Okay, instead of using the single crystal, that is expensive single crystal, they are using here multi-crystalline material. So here these models have a long life. Okay, these models have a long life, that is 20 years or more. When you come to efficiency, it is a 18%. And next is a amorphous silicon solar cells. They are cheaper but also less efficient, and it is a type of silicon cells made in the form of what? Made in the form of amorphous thin films. Okay, it is made in the form of amorphous thin films that are used to power a variety of consumer products. Okay, that is used to power a variety of consumer products. That is, a large amorphous silicon solar cell modules are also becoming available nowadays. Cadmium telluride and copper indium diselenide. Okay, these are the models are now beginning to appear on the market. Still, it is not come into practical. Okay, they are just thin film models are now beginning to appear on the market and hold the promise of combining low cost and with acceptable conversion efficiency. Okay, it is just appearing on the market, and it has a hold the promise. Okay, it should the customer or manufacturer, some properties, qualities should be there, then only customer will take, right? So it should hold the promise of combining. It should have the low cost, and it should have a acceptable conversion efficiency. And next is a high efficiency solar cells from gallium arsenide, indium phosphide, or other derivatives are used in specialized applications. For example, if you say to power satellites or in system that operate under a high intensity concentrated sunlight. This is a high efficiency solar cell. Next is a high V, that is current voltage characteristics of solar cells. Okay, here there is a two graph, that is ISC versus voltage, cell output voltage, and the next is here I versus voltage, that is current versus voltage. See here the voltage output of the cell V in the general is obtained as, that is equation V is equal to K into T divided by E, that is log E 1 plus Is minus I divided by I naught. What do you mean by I naught here? Reverse saturation current. Okay, reverse saturation current, and Is is a short circuit current or source current, and here Is is a source current, and K is nothing but Boltzmann constant, and T is the absolute temperature, and he is a electron charge. Okay, here the short circuit current ISC is the current produced. When the ISC is produced, the short circuit current is produced when positive and negative terminals of the cell are shorted. Remember, once again I repeat, when the short circuit current is produced means when positive and negative terminal of the cell are shorted and the voltage between the terminal is zero, which correspond to R1, that is resistance is zero. Okay. Next is the voltage, that is the open circuit voltage. VOC is the voltage across the positive and negative terminals under open circuit condition when the current is zero, which corresponds to RL is a infinity. Okay, their resistance will be zero under short circuit and resistance will be infinity under open circuit. And next is the output power. The cell output power is P is equal to I into V. Okay, P is equal to what? I into V. The output power depends on value of load resistance per given light intensity. They are saying that output power depends on what? Load resistance per given light intensity. Here you can observe, here it is a short circuit current, that is cell output current and cell output voltage. This is a graph. It is a graph. Solar cells under different illumination levels. Okay, you can observe the illumination levels 25, 50 and 75, 100. Okay, here this is a battery charging voltage. Next, here the output power depends on the load resistance for given light intensity, and here the output power P is equal to Is minus I naught that is exponential E into V divided by KT minus 1 flower bracket close bracket into V. Okay, this is a formula. P is equal to Is minus I naught flower bracket exponential E into V divided by KT minus 1 close bracket again close bracket into V. Here if you differentiate with respect to V, okay, if you differentiate this equation with respect to V, and what you will get? Exponential E V MP, that is V MP is nothing but they have taken the maximum output power. We want maximum output power, so they have written V instead of V, they have written V MP divided by KT close bracket 1 plus E into V MP divided by KT close bracket, that is equal to 1 plus Is divided by I naught. This is a equation for after derivating. Okay, maximum power, maximum output power. And next they are saying that that maximizes the power in terms of short circuit current, the reverse saturation current and the absolute temperature. The load current that maximizes the output current is output power is here. The load current that maximizes the output power is IMP is equal to E into VMP divided by KT divided by 1 plus E into VMP divided by KT into Is minus I0. Okay, this is a equation for load current. Next is the efficiency of a solar cell. Energy conversion efficiency, that is it is a ratio of power output of a cell at its maximum power point and the product of input light, power and the surface area of a solar cell under standard conditions. If you want in terms of equation, just we can say that efficiency is equal to maximum output power divided by irradiance into area, that is equal to P max divided by E into S. Okay, that is a maximum out, that is a energy conversion efficiency. And performance of PV devices defines that prediction of a power that cell will produce. And here IV curves are obtained by varying resistance of load, exposing cell to the light at the constant cell temperature and measuring current that is produced, and maximum power generated at only one place on power curve about the knee of a curve. Here the knee point represents a maximum efficiency of a solar device at converting sunlight into electricity. Knee point represents maximum efficiency of a solar device at converting sunlight into electricity. One thing you need to remember, the efficiency formula, and here the IV curves are obtained by varying resistance of a load and exposing cell to light at the constant cell temperature and measuring current that is produced. And next, maximum power generated at only one place on power curve, that is about the knee of a curve, and the knee point represents the maximum efficiency of a solar device at converting sunlight into electricity. This is about efficiency of solar cell. In next class we shall discuss about the fill factor and factors limiting the efficiency of the cell and photovoltaic panels. Okay, applications of solar cells.